let's see. Have you seen Boondock Saints?
Huh?
Boondock Saints. I think could be a good one.
That doesn't sound good.
I think you'll like it. I'll show you.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
So before Bryn came home, we were dealing with the Alzheimer's. Initially, he could still drive. He was okay. He could call me on his cell phone. He could visit friends. He could run errands even. Some of the things that would happen at home would be really frustrating. He might decide to redecorate and rearrange everything in the house. Or he likes rocks, so he might set rocks in the house, like everywhere. He would call me and he would say, oh, I can't wait for you to get home, because he would think he was doing something really positive. He'd say, I have a surprise for you. And that just made me very nauseous and very anxious and sick. And I couldn't be mean or, negative about it because he didn't understand. So I'd be like, oh, okay. But thinking, oh God, what has he done at home now? So Bryn decided to come home, and that was a huge sacrifice. I can't think of many people that would do that at her age. And she thought initially it would be for just a year, and now we're going on our 3rd year. The timing was perfect for her to come home. I was able to get her a place to live so that she could have some of her own, her own things, her own space, just 2 doors down from us, which was nice. But for her to make that sacrifice is really incredible. But like she says, I can never get this time again with both of us.
Most people will never know a person as deeply and sincerely as I know my dad, and as my mom knows my dad now too. I think she's probably never known him more than she does now, just like I've never known him more than I have now, because it's impossible for there to be like any facade. It kind of ruins other relationships in a lot of ways. A lot of the people who are diagnosed with a disease, they are sometimes never even told that they have it, and other times they never are able to connect with another person who has the disease, or even just their loved ones. Now my dad's able to have those conversations with Mom and I because he feels so comfortable and sure that nothing bad is going to happen because of it. I'm here, Mom's here, everybody's here to be able to, let you still do the things that you love to do.
Yeah. It's just because it never stops, that's the problem.
Truly never had a time where I was weighing pros and cons. It almost feels like I didn't make a decision. It just feels like it happened. I have no other way of describing it. I felt, of course, sad leaving New York, like I knew I would miss it. Coming back here also didn't feel permanent. I was excited about it. I think that's what it is after being home and being here for that family medical leave and spending that month, I felt like I wanted more.
I don't even like to think about if Bryn hadn't moved home. I really don't know what I would have done. I guess I would have had to have retired. It would have affected my retirement, my income, our income. I would have been saddened because I worked hard to get to where I'm at in my career. I love my job. I love the people I work with. Now I really feel that it has come time where Joe is at with his Alzheimer's. It's really progressed, as the doctors told us, to other lobes of the brain, and it's so much more obvious. Sometimes it's even difficult for Bryn. Sometimes days don't go really well, depending on what his mood is and how he is, whether he wants to participate in an activity or not.
I'm not here because my mom couldn't do it. I'm here because whether or not my mom had retired, I would have wanted to be here.
It's wonderful to have her here. She is a very compassionate, patient person. She's way more patient than I am. She organizes activities for him every single day. They have an adventure. At times, I'm really jealous of some of the things that they do because they get to do all the fun things. I'm going to work every day, and she's taking him on adventures, and she's documenting it in pictures and journaling. And so that's really nice that she's able to do that. People always ask about, like, how was that when she first came home? And it was really difficult at first because she's my child. But she really is mothering her father by taking care of him. She's his caregiver. And sometimes she forgets that I don't need to be mothered, that I'm still her mother and that I still have all my faculties. And she is a take charge person, so she kind of came in with a bang. And she did some really nice things for me that maybe weren't all that well received initially, because it took my breath away. You know, it was a little bit too much for me all at once. I needed to get used to her being here and making decisions for us. And so that took some time. But it is different. It is like she's more than my daughter. You know, it's like she's my partner in life. Over the course of the disease, my relationship has totally changed with my husband. It's very difficult because he's not the same person. He's not the person that I married. Physically, yes, he's here, but that's not him. That's the part that's so hard, because he is here, but mentally he's not. It's very hard to express, because yes, you're happy that you still have your husband, that he's not gone, but yet since the diagnosis, you've been gradually every day grieving loss. It's just every day is loss, because there's always something that is different about him. There's something that he doesn't remember, or that he doesn't know, or can't do for himself anymore. It's every single day. You know, he's still very loving, and he wants to be near me all the time, and he holds my hand all the time, and he tells me how much he loves me. And I'm sure people who have lost their spouses wish they could hear that every day. And I remind myself of that. But it is very hard when it's not the same person. So I'm caring for him now as if he were a child. He really needs that level of care. So I lay his clothes out for him. I fix his food for him. You know, I do everything. It's a caregiver. It's just a different relationship than when it's your best friend and you're hanging out together. It's not like that anymore.